You step off the lunar lander, the ground isn't gray basalt, it is soft, sticky, pressurized marshmallow fluff. Your boot sinks deep into a sugary abyss. This is the new moon, a giant spherical confectionery orbiting the Earth. Everything is white, everything is sweet. Airless space creates a problem. The vacuum of the cosmos hates moisture. Water in the marshmallow begins to boil away instantly. The surface doesn't stay fluffy, it flash freezes into a brittle, sugary shell. One step shatters the crust. You fall through a jagged layer of candy glass into a core of supercompressed glucose. It is a very sticky trap. Escape is mathematically improbable. You are now a human garnish. Gravity is the real enemy. The moon is massive. Millions of trillions of marshmallows are crushed under their own weight. The center is no longer fluffy. Pressure turns the sugar into a dense crystalline sludge. This core is hot. Friction from the gravitational collapse generates immense thermal energy. The interior becomes a molten sea of caramelized syrup. Huge bubbles of gas form in the depths. These are not air bubbles. They are pockets of concentrated carbon dioxide. The moon is now a giant, ticking sugar bomb. The internal pressure exceeds the strength of the outer candy shell. The entire celestial body is screaming for a way to vent its heat. You decide to take a bite. The freeze-dried crust tastes like old cardboard and vacuum. The underlying fluff is surprisingly bland. It lacks salt. The culinary experience is disappointing. This is a waste of a perfectly good space mission. You regret your life choices. The Earth is not happy with this new neighbor. Marshmallows are less dense than rock. The moon's total mass has plummeted. Gravitational pull on our oceans weakens. Tides shrink. Coastal ecosystems collapse, but the shape changes first. The Earth's gravity pulls on the soft sugar core. The moon stops being a sphere. It stretches into an oblong, gooey football. This is called tidal stretching. The internal friction generates even more heat. The caramelization process accelerates. The moon begins to glow a dull, burnt orange. It smells like a campfire from 300,000 kilometers away. Huge chunks of charred sugar break off the surface. These sugary asteroids begin to rain down on Earth. The atmosphere burns them up. For a few weeks, the night sky smells like toasted marshmallows. It is the most delicious apocalypse in history. The thermal runaway becomes unstoppable. The molten sugar core reaches a critical temperature. The internal gas pockets expand violently. The outer candy shell cannot contain the pressure. A massive fissure rips across the lunar equator. A jet of superheated caramel screams into the void of space. This jet acts like a rocket engine. The moon's orbit shifts. It begins to spiral inward toward Earth. The distance closes rapidly. As the moon enters the Roche limit, Earth's gravity shreds the marshmallow sphere. It does not break into clean pieces. It stretches into a long, glistening ribbon of molten sugar. A ring of caramel now encircles the planet. This ring is beautiful. It is also a disaster. The friction from the ring particles heating up in the upper atmosphere creates a permanent firestorm. The sky turns a deep, burnt sienna. The global temperature spikes. The oceans begin to simmer. The Earth is now a toasted marshmallow. The sugar ring eventually collapses. Trillions of tons of caramelized glucose rain down on every city. This is not a gentle snowfall. These are molten sugar slugs traveling at hypersonic speeds. Each impact is like a small tactical nuke. New York is buried under a mile of hardened toffee. London becomes a giant peppermint patty. The heat from the impacts ignites the forests. The atmosphere is now saturated with vaporized sugar. Rain begins to fall. The rain is a thick, golden syrup. Everything sticks to everything. Cars are fused to the pavement. Birds are glued to the trees. Human beings are encased in a sugary resin. The entire planet is effectively shrink-wrapped in candy. The biosphere is dead. The only thing remaining is a silent, shimmering world of crystalline sweetness. It is a planetary-scale dessert. The sun reflects off the glazed surface of the Pacific Ocean. The Earth looks like a giant, shiny donut floating in the dark. There is no one left to eat it. The solar system is now slightly more delicious but significantly more sticky. The total energy release from the lunar collapse is equivalent to 1,000,000,000,000,000 megatons of TNT. The resulting heat turns the Earth's crust into a glassy slag. Life is erased. The planetary record is wiped clean. However, the chemical composition of the new Earth is technically edible. It is a high-calorie wasteland. This leads to a very specific legal complication regarding the original lunar lander's insurance policy. The insurance company refuses to pay the claim. They argue that the moon was not a celestial body but an unregistered food product. Therefore, the destruction of the lander is classified as a kitchen accident. The claim is denied due to negligence in food storage. That is how a desert moon ends the world. Subscribe to the What If Club for more ways to die in the most ridiculous manner possible. See you next time.